And then we're going to come back up here.
And Rod is on a iPhone. Hi, Rod. Good to see.
Hey, how are
Glad.
you?
Good. Good to have you here with us.
Thanks.
Tell me
Okay,
your
so
last name again, Rod.
Brunel.
Yes. Okay. Nice to meet you.
So
Same
Leah, you are
Yes.
now the host, and it is
Excellent.
recording. And for those of you who are going to be joining us later, this is sort of the introductory session
Yeah.
for Bright, and then we'll move into a second session after we get done with this. Two sets today at 2 o'clock, which is right now, and then next week at the same time. So Leah, we're grateful to have you here. We're grateful for you to give us you know, an overview of what we need to be doing so that we can understand why Bright is something we should consider. And it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. And Michael, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna mute yours because there was some reverb in the back end.
Oh
Is that okay?
Yeah. I'll mute myself.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. My name is Leah Stetter. I am the Bright MLS customer success coach who works for Bright, formerly was involved with CAR as staff. Some of you have met me in other iterations of real estate. I'm happy to be here on behalf of Bright MLS today with you. We have Michael, thank you for having us, and Vicki, thank you for helping set this up. We have organized 2 separate dates in March, today and next Wednesday, to have on each day 2 separate classes of different topics of information about Bright MLS to help you better understand the program that you have. For those of you who are subscribers, Michael, Howard Hanna, Roy Wheeler is a subscriber of Bright MLS. So you do have the ability, if you're not already a subscriber, to become one. And I want to make sure that today what we go over is an opportunity for you to have a better understanding, an overview of the tools and how to utilize them, to give some tips and tricks and best practices of how to use these tools for your benefit with your business. I see that my screen says we're going to be starting shortly. Michael, with a thumbs up, can you tell me that you're seeing the screen that has tools to get started with Bright MLS on your visible screen? Is that what you're seeing? You just thumbs up if that's what you see. Perfect. Great. All right. So today's agenda for the first class, the 2 o'clock class, and we get started a little late. We had a little tech difficulty getting going, but now that we're here, I'm going to keep you guys. And we're going to have an agenda today about the variety of products, tools, and services available for you in Bright. And if you're a Bright MLS subscriber already, a number of these things are available for you for free, baked right into your Bright MLS subscription. So I'm going to make sure you know about those. The second class we're going to do at 3 o'clock or maybe a little after 3:10 is going to be a class on accuracy and policy, because Bright MLS is a separate organization from the Paragon MLS that you have with you with Charlottesville's, the CAR, the Area Association of Realtors that you're part of. They're using the Paragon MLS, which I used to help some of you with there, and we now have a data share as well. So I'm going to also try to incorporate some information about the data share between Bright MLS and CAR into today's program, if that's okay. It's almost as, if not more important than our accuracy and policy at this point, so that you have a good understanding of what, when you enter something into Bright, how it's seen in CAR and vice versa. So we'll make sure that that's part of our topics as well. Today's agenda for the tools to get started with Bright MLS, however, is in fact, and I'm going to take myself off the video because I'm not the main attraction, Bright MLS is. So I'll come back in if there's any questions. And guys, don't hesitate to use your chat tool on the Zoom toolbar if you have a question you want to put in, and I'm on a roll speaking. But today's agenda for the first class is how to access and navigate Bright MLS. I'm going to show you how to know the workspace, manage your account, your alerts and your notifications, and how to add your branding, that new Howard Hanna branding that you guys, it's almost not so new anymore for Roy Wheeler. I'm glad to have it there. And so let me take you right into our screens that are set up. And I'm actually going to notice that I might need to sign out to sign back in. 1 second, please. Perfect. I think the first place to start with all of this is, in fact, the Bright MLS. Maybe I'll keep myself on for this part of it. Bright MLS is, and I'll put in the chat box a variety of different links that you guys can refer to. This first one, brightmls.com/home, is a place that if Howard Hanna has any agents who are not yet subscribers to Bright, this is a place they can go to learn more about the services and to join. Of course, you have Michael available to assist you with any questions, and Vicki with any questions you might have about that. But the first thing you want to know about Bright that you might not be aware of is the markets that we serve. This is a piece that is important to kind of give you a conceptual idea of how it differs from the Paragon MLS that you guys have in part. Bright MLS is the second largest regional MLS in the country. And as such, we span a huge footprint, over 40,000 square miles, and 20 million different consumers are being supported by the subscribers in Bright MLS. The total number of subscribers we had as of February of 2022 was over 107,000 real estate professionals who are subscribers to Bright. Our market reach is far, wide, and deep. We have folks who are subscribers, and our footprint includes Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, DC, Washington, DC, Virginia, and West Virginia. So this is a piece that you can, in fact, put into your listing presentation. I know that you have a lot of good information with Howard Hanna, but if you're part of Bright MLS and because of your car data share, your information that you input that is shared with Bright subscribers can be found by all of the Bright subscribers within our footprint. That's a big, big deal. Additionally, when you're a subscriber with Bright, and this is if your listings are entered into Bright as a subscriber, this is a part of what you're going to get is the visibility as well as a Bright subscriber into all of this footprint. Because of the car data share, car agents are only going to have some limited visibility into all of the information in Bright. But if you're looking to pull and grow even your referral business, for example, and want to reach out and find agents throughout our footprint, you'll be able to do so as a Bright subscriber. Let's take a look at the different products that we have. I guess we had the markets page. Let me go back to the markets page just to give you that link in the chat box. And here it is. Okay, next we'll go to our products page. This products page that I'll also put in the chat box for you to use as a reference point, if you'd like, is to make sure you understand as a Bright subscriber what you get in Bright. So what's included in your Bright MLS subscription is as follows. We have the ability for you to manage your listings with a new tool called Listing Assistant. This is an absolute time saver. It's a game changer, actually. It gives you an opportunity to effectively and efficiently enter your listings, because not only can you get the basis of the information from property tax records, right, as the basis for your listing, but you also can pull old listings for the subject property if they're available. And if they're your listings, you can get everything from the creative remarks and the photos, if it was your prior listing, into your new listing as a basis. And if it wasn't your prior listing, but there were prior listings, you could get a lot of the different data to compare. And it's an awesome tool. Michael has set up an opportunity for us to teach you about the Listing Assistant and entering listings into Bright next week on Wednesday, the 16th. That and the Search Essentials class will be happening at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock exactly. The Search Essentials is a great class because we have a very comprehensive search tools. And I'll kind of go over a little bit about that today, but you can come onto this products page to see about all the different kinds of information you can search for in Bright. Now, Bright MLS has a number of different vendor partner products, including a company called HomeSnap. You might be familiar with HomeSnap because homesnap.com is a consumer-facing site that allows consumers to drive around and take photos of signs or properties and get more information about it. But the professional version of HomeSnap, called HomeSnap Pro, is included for free in your Bright MLS subscription. You may have it also in Paragon. Okay, Michael is put into the chat box. Everybody should be aware that Vicky's going to be the company contact staff person for anybody who has questions about Bright MLS. Thank you for that information, Michael. So HomeSnap Pro is a good tool for you guys to learn, and we do teach this tool. The reason being is that while brightmls.com is mobilely optimized and you can look at it on your mobile devices or when you're out and about, HomeSnap Pro has an app, right? And you can use that app. We consider HomeSnap Pro the mobile app for Bright MLS. We have a tool called Showing Time that is, Michael, you can correct me, but previously when I was affiliated with CAR, Showing Time was not an option with Paragon MLS. I'm not sure if it is right now, but with Bright MLS, we do have a tool called Showing Time. It's one of what will be several options at some time in the near future, but currently Showing Time is the option. So listing agents can manage online showing appointments, get feedback, and do more with an online appointment management system. And buyers agents, the selling agents who work with buyers and tenants will be able to set appointments through Showing Time. In addition to the listings that are found in Bright MLS, we also have a vast resource of public record searching that you can do in Bright. And that's useful because you can even do prospecting and prepare for listing presentations and do a number of other tasks with the public record systems in Bright. And in fact, Michael, one of the other classes that we might schedule for Howard Hanna would be how to prospect using Bright MLS's public records tools. Everything from pulling mailing labels, exporting data, and even being able to send postcards out can happen when you use the tools in Bright's public records. Michael is asking a question if showing time is the same as 1800 showing. I'm not familiar with 1800 showing, Michael, so I'm not sure about the answer to that question, if they're affiliated with that company or not. I'm not aware of that particular.
Sorry, Lee, I meant 1-800 showing. I had an agent ask me this morning about a tool called 1-800 showing, and it sounds like it's similar. So I was just curious if they were one and the same.
I don't know about 1-800 showing, but showing time is integrated in with Bright MLS. So you can, when you are searching for properties, you can go into showing time and set up showing appointments just from the listing itself, which is maybe a different type of, because of that integration with that vendor partner product tool. I think 1-800 showing might be something that an agent might set up individually, but the showing time is integrated with our entire system. Good question. Thank you. Another tool that I really, really like, and I'm excited to share with you in some depth here today, is our client portal. Now, Bright MLS is the third MLS I've worked with professionally, and I don't recall anywhere else seeing something quite as effective as this client portal. One of the things you want to know is that when a listing is entered into Bright, the broker of records have already made decisions. Michael can talk to you about this at more length, about the syndication options and tools that they use to decide where listings are going to be shown. There's a number of different consumer-facing sites, and including our own, which is called brightmlshomes.com. We'll talk about that in a second. But when a consumer finds a listing on one of those consumer-facing sites, the listing agent, even on brightmlshomes.com, is promoted along with that listing. If you are a buyer's agent or a tenant's agent and you're working with somebody and you'd like to keep them working in your lane so that you are the professional they know, like, and trust, the client portal is a wonderful space for them to find the information that you're sharing with them, and they can do searches as well. So the client portal is kind of a personalized space where clients can view listing information, CMAs, buyer closing costs, seller net sheets, anything that you're sending to them, and they can communicate with you on this client portal, and they'll never see the listing agent's information. So there is a video that I'm going to show you in just a few minutes about the client portal so you get a better understanding of it. I think you'll really, really like it. Bright MLS has an arsenal of market statistics that are available for you to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in your marketplace, and a number of different tools, including our on-off MLS study that was done by Bright MLS, commissioned by Bright MLS in 2021, that looked at a number of different properties that were marketed and sold off MLS and marketed and sold on the MLS. And the results are astounding. Those properties that were marketed and sold entered into Bright MLS sold for almost 17% more than properties sold off the MLS. It's only one of several different tools that we have that are market statistic related that gives powerful information for you as agents to share with your clients. And we do teach on market statistics, and I'm happy to integrate that in when we do that prospecting class. We can do one on statistics first to give you tools that you can use so that once you know what you need to know about your market, then you can share it with the people that you find who are attached to those properties that you're looking for. A number of financial tools exist in Bright MLS, including the opportunity to review what a tenant is spending on their rent and how that translates into what they might have for purchasing power for purchasing a property. There's another tool called Rent Spree, which is included for free in Bright MLS. And while it's found under our premium products, there is no fee for you, the agent. There's a nominal $30 fee that a tenant applicant would pay in order to have their tenant screening report and background application information run through. Gives you an arm's length between that confidential information from the prospective tenant, the listing agent, and the landlord. Really cool tool, and something that you should take a look at. Inman Select, Michael, can you remind me if Inman Select is in fact included with Paragon or any other, maybe from VAR? It is a tool. Okay, so
Right,
if you have,
Inselect is a membership benefit through the Virginia Realtor Association.
okay, so if you haven't taken advantage of it through the Virginia Realtor Association, you might want to consider taking advantage of it for free from Bright MLS. Just by connecting your Bright MLS subscription ID, you'll have the ability to get all sorts of valuable real estate, respected industry information and news as a resource, things you can use in your own business or share with clients. We have a tool called Rate Plug that helps you deliver interactive real-time mortgage payment and qualifying information to your clients. And so I know that Howard Hanna works with a variety, you have some trusted mortgage professionals that you work with. And Rate Plug is a great way that you can take your listings integrated with your mortgage professional information and promote both your listings and potentially your mortgage partners. The New Home Source Professional tool integrated
So,
for free.
Leah, real quick on that. So are you saying that when they get a listing, they could add Jay Dominic to that together?
They could do it through the rate plug information. So some of the reports that they are able to print out could in fact have mortgage information included on it if
Okay.
that's their choice. It's kind of cool. Yeah. The New Home Source Professional is another tool integrated in with Bright MLS. This is a tool, especially when you're in a market that is lower inventory. And I know that Howard Hanna and Michael and all of you have good relationships with, let's say, the Blue Ridge Home Builders Association. That's their name, right, Michael? You guys are close with them, so you might not need this as much. But if you're expanding your market views or market areas that you weren't maybe as familiar with other new home builders and contractors, new construction communities and home builders in the areas that you want to look in within Bright MLS, this could be these New Home Source professionals are not have information about properties that may not yet be listed, and they are paying compensation and referral money to our subscribers. So it can open up the inventory for you that you might not have otherwise found listed elsewhere. Now, the T3 Home Demand Index is another tool that was created by Bright and T360. Michael, you might be familiar with T360, Stefan Swampol's group, right? This Home Demand Index is one of the statistics that we teach when we teach the statistics tool, but it is kind of like a housing index trend report on steroids, because where a normal housing index looks at the sold and pending data, this home demand index takes some of the background intelligence information that we have from showing time and the client portals, the emails that are sent, the views of those listings, looking at where buyers and their agents are looking to help determine information about where the demand is for homes. A helpful, really helpful tool when you're going on listing appointments to help set expectations for prospective sellers, and helpful when you're working with buyers to let them understand where there might be where the competition might be higher or stronger, to help set the expectations of what it is they need to bring to the table based on where they're looking. And then finally, Michael, could you remind me, do you have some teams that are going on in Howard Hanna at this point?
We have small teams, but we're not a company that has a lot of teams because we collaborate so much together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a new tool, and it may or may not be useful to your particular company and teams, but for those agents that enter listings into Bright, this won't be for those car entered listings, but for those listings entered into Bright, you'll be able to have for those teams to get attribution broken down by team member for those ranking reports, which is useful not just for Michael as a broker, right, but also for team leads to see how to mentor, support, and to see where attribution is, and to see where growth is as the team grows as well. So some new tools that we have here. So the markets and the products are some of the information that it's important for you to know about in Bright. I'm going to go now. Do we have any questions about any of those things that we talked about yet?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take you guys into and show you the workspace. And then I want to go, before we go into any of the details about your account settings, I want to show you the car information as well. So what you'll see now is the workspace for Bright MLS. This is your home or landing page. And how it's laid out is at the top of the screen. We call this, above the orange line, the mega menu. This mega menu has, if you think of it as a long hallway with many doorways that lead to different rooms where you can do different things, that's what this is. So let's go in and take a look at this. We have a product. I'm not selling anybody here anything today, but as a complement to the different tools that you have from Howard Hanna and from CAR and from VAR, you might find that there's times when some of these other tools might be useful for you. So if you'd like to take a look at some of the a la carte options that you could choose to order if you want to. These are our premium products that could be available to you as well, and possibly at a better discount than if you went to them independently from Bright. All right, and this is where that rent spree is. If you want to learn more about the online rental application and screening tool, again, that doesn't cost you, the agent, anything. It's a fee borne by the tenant applicants. The news page is a great page to go to if you're a Bright MLS subscriber, to keep your finger on the pulse of things that are happening, not only in real estate, but in Bright. So as our products and systems and tools change, we're a diverse and not static, but rather dynamic tool. And we often make improvements to our systems, tools, and policies based on subscriber input. So this is the news, kind of helps you stay on top of what's happening here, as well as giving you access to many of the different market reports that we have. As we have changes to our listing entry or search or other tools, we do let our folks know. We've had some today, so I'm just going to open this tab. I meant to open it in a separate. Let me duplicate this so we can show it to you later and then go back. All right, guys. And then furthermore, you can stay on top of what's happening with our market reports and our product updates, even those with our vendor partner products, on this news page. And anytime we make changes to a system, as we did in this one, you can scroll on down to the bottom of the page and you should have a link. This was just released today to, oh, they didn't add it. Interesting. I'm going to have to give them a correction note there because it should have been added in the news. You can go to the all notes page to see the release notes about any information that when we make our changes. So any further updates to listing entries and changes, they should be in here too, a link to that. Now back to, well, login kind of messed up. 1 second, please. I've been in and out of here all day, so just make sure our login refreshes. Important also is our support tab. So for those of you who are subscribers to Bright, there's a number of different ways in which you can receive support. Okay, guys, you can always contact me. While I do a lot of training, I'm happy to do my best to return calls and emails as soon as possible. But if you can't reach me and you need help, we do have a customer support team that's really easy to talk to. We'll go to the Contact Us under Support tab, and you'll see that they have expansive hours from 8 to 8 Monday through Friday and 9 to 6 Saturday and Sunday. They have a separate toll-free number and email address than the customer support, the other team, which is our accuracy and policy subscriber support team. The accuracy and policy subscriber support team helps those questions that you have about Bright's rules and regulations, if you were compliance notices or issues about data accuracy. The accuracy and policy team would be the separate team to contact. They have separate hours from 8:30 a.m. To 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They're closed on Saturday and Sunday. Please note their phone number and email address is different than our regular customer support team. The Contact Us customer support team helps with things like login issues, billing issues, general MLS support questions that you have. So that's a good way to remember the two of them. What you need to know too is with over 107,000 subscribers, we do have rules and regulations in place to help make sure that everyone plays nicely in the sandbox, so to speak. So you can find our rules under our policies page. You can find it under our support tab right here and on our accuracy and policy page. I know that some of the questions that some of our CAR folks had about how the rules are similar or different than Paragon's MLS, by going in here to the Bright MLS rules page, and here's where on that accuracy and policy page, there's about fines and appeals too. We are not in the business of making money from fines. Okay, that's not what Bright's about. But we do want to make sure that you know what to expect from other Bright subscribers and what other Bright subscribers can expect from you. So I do request that you download the rules and regulations on this page, familiarize yourself with the policies that we have here in Bright. Some of the rules and regulations, especially for you, the Howard Hanna folks who are trying to decide where they're going to enter their listings, whether it's into Bright or into Paragon, this is important for you to take a look at. Things like our coming soon status. We have in Bright up to 21 days a listing can stay in coming soon, where at Car and Paragon MLS, it's 14 days. So depending on what your needs are, that might influence where you decide to enter your listing, right? That's one of those things. Our deadline to submit listings information found here under 1.7 is, excuse me, oops, I just scrolled to. In Bright MLS, deadlines are required to be submitted the earlier of within 3 business days of all necessary signatures having been obtained and the listing term beginning, unless precluded by law, or within 1 business day of marketing a property to the public. So let's say I'm taking a listing with Michael. I do a slamming listing presentation. He wants to work with me, super. And he wants the listing term to start today. So instead of and we sign the paperwork. At that point, I would have 3 business days of all those necessary signatures to be obtained and the listing term beginning to enter my listing into Bright is either coming soon or active. Now, if I go to my car and take out a sign and put it in the yard, I've then consciously made a decision to start marketing that property to the public, thus shortening the amount of time that I have to enter the listing into Bright to 1 business day. All right, and public marketing is in Bright MLS is considered, but is not limited to, flyers displayed in windows, yard signs, digital marketing on public-facing websites, brokerage website displays, including the IDX Internet Data Exchange and VOW, which is the virtual office websites, digital communications such as email blasts, and multi-brokerage listing sharing networks and other applications available to the public. So if you have questions about how this works or how this differs from Paragon and how it might influence or color which of the MLSs you want to put your listing into, please don't hesitate to speak with Michael or in this case, Vicki as well. And I'm happy to help with any clarifying as best I can. Michael, do you have anything you want to say about that?
Leah, quick question. If the agent gets a listing and in the listing agreement, it says property not to be entered into the MLS until seller gives us written authorization, how is that handled with the 3 days?
Perfect. So that's my next section. I'm really glad you brought that up. So there is an exception to the submission of all listings, and it's called an office exclusive. And in the case of a delayed listing entry into the MLS, such as this situation that Michael has said, you can use an office exclusive form. I'm going to show you where to find that, Michael, too. So this can be used if the seller is desiring privacy and chooses not to enter the listing into the MLS at all. And then they're also making a decision if they're not going to promote the listing to the rest of the subscribers in Bright, they're also making a decision to not promote it publicly at the same time. So they kind of go hand in hand. So whether it's not at all, they're going to be entered into the MLS, or it's going to be a delayed entry into the MLS, our office exclusive is what you want to do. So let me take you back into the support tab and to our accuracy and policy page, Michael. And on this page, and everybody, on this page at the bottom of it, let's see, my scrolling wasn't happening. This is where you will review and download an office exclusive waiver broker cooperation form. So we're going to click into that form. And I'll put this link in the chat box for you too, Michael and everybody. Okay, and this is where, since our footprint's so large, New Jersey, and I don't think anybody in Car's footprint is working in New Jersey, but if you are, there's a form for that. But if you're not, then this other office exclusive form is going to be for you. Here's what the form says. The form is something that you'll go over with your clients, and it mirrors the rules and regulations in Bright MLS in that it says this form must be submitted to Bright MLS within 3 business days after the seller or landlord signatures are obtained on a listing contract and the listing term has begun, if information about this listing will not be entered into the MLS and thus not publicly marketed. There's 4 different sections that your seller will not only sign off on, but they will acknowledge it with their initials as well, understanding that the primary objective of the MLS, Bright MLS, is to disseminate information about real estate listings to tens of thousands of real estate professional subscribers, and understanding that each Bright MLS subscriber has access through the Bright MLS database to all of the important information about properties for sale or lease. And furthermore, they're acknowledging that they understand that the broker, Michael, and you as a licensee are Bright MLS subscribers, and information about the property for sale or lease could in fact be disseminated to all of the Bright MLS subscribers through this service, and at your and your broker's discretion, also disseminated to thousands of websites often used by buyers or renters, which is that syndication thing that we were talking about earlier. So the seller would be acknowledging here on the bottom that they understand that by not submitting information about the property to Bright MLS will mean the property is not going to be marketed publicly, and the number of potential buyers or renters and cooperating real estate offices that could otherwise have learned about the property will be substantially reduced. Nevertheless, they're directing the broker and you not to submit information about the property to Bright's MLS service until the MLS entry date below. Right here, Michael, is the answer to your question. So if this MLS entry date remains blank, the property will remain an office exclusive until the seller or landlord directs the broker in writing otherwise. So what do you do with this form once you get it signed? It can't just stay in your records. It has to be submitted to Bright. So let me show you where we go ahead to do that. It's part of what we're going to talk about anyhow for your account settings in Bright MLS. In your navigation of Bright, Bright works a little bit differently than Paragon. It looks different. So your account settings are found, everything to do about you and your account are found under your name tab here, including your subscription ID number, which is right under your name. You'll go into your accounts and settings to land on a My Subscription page. I often call it the widget page because what it does is have a number of different areas or widgets of things that you can do to give or get information pertinent to your account in Bright. And on the bottom of your subscription page, there's an Office Exclusive Certification widget, which is where you will upload the Office Exclusive form that you just had signed by your seller, acknowledging that the listing won't be entered into the MLS until such and such a date. And if you have a number of these, you can always look them up in Bright MLS in the back of your account settings under this Office Exclusive widget right to the right of the certification one. Does that help, Michael, with that particular question? Good, good. All right. It took us a little bit off track of what we were doing, but I think it was really important. Bright MLS also has a great support system for our subscribers. The Getting Started page is a good place to go to first. So we're going to take you into that, found under our support tab, and I'm going to call it Getting Started. It's a good reference and resource for you. It'd be nice if I could type. All right, here we go. This Getting Started page, as you review it, has information about like one-time setups, things that you do right away, what to know as you're getting started, and where you can register for some of the trainings that myself and my team are doing across for associations, offices, and global webinars. The things on the right-hand side here is that really I think is important is this quick reference guide, Michael. Let me put this Power Up page. They call the Getting Started page Power Up. And I'll put that link in here for you. But this quick reference guide that was rewritten with our new workspace page last November is 32 pages of how to use Bright MLS. This is a good thing for you guys to download and have access to. It's all the information, a good amount of information about how to use the system. It is very visually appealing, easy to read, easily laid out. The Getting Started quick start guide is something that is on the Getting Started page. I'm going to put this in the link for the chat box too, so that everybody can have it. The quick start guide from the Getting Started page under support. And here's the link. So you guys can have it right away just now, even if you weren't signed into Bright, you can have it. Okay. So that was found under here under the support page. All right, next I wanted to show you is that Bright MLS, if you like to do some chat communications for support, you can do that with the chat with us now. If you need to find me or my contact information, of course, Michael has it and Vicki has it. A number of you have it already. You can go to the Customer Success Coaches page under support as well, and it'll take you to a link of the different counties, and you'll see by state and county. That's not going through, okay. That this is my contact information. If you click on here, you'll be able to email me quickly. And then finally, under support, you'll see the search help topics. Oh my goodness, there is a wasp that is in my room. Pardon me, that startled me. How can we help you? The getting started page, you can do a keyword search. You can see different questions that are set up by a number of different subscribers in Bright. So just to show you, by typing in the keyword CMA, for example, you get a little highlight of some of the access points, and you have the ability to go in and see different articles and even videos of what you need to know about the topic, the keyword that you put in there. So creating CMAs, if I open that up, you'll see an article, an example of kind of the way we lay out how easy it is to read the information and get what you need step by step. And furthermore, because Bright MLS has over 500 different data fields in it for all the different property types that we have, not all the data fields apply to each property type, and not all of them are mandatory, but style is in fact a mandatory field in residential sale and residential lease. If you look at the Bright MLS Visual Style Glossary, this is another tip tool for you that I'd like to give you guys. Style guide. This gives you a visual tool that you could use with buyers, if you like, to kind of get an idea of what properties or types of properties they're interested in. And as a listing agent, to learn what the terminology or vocabulary to define the style of your property would be in Bright MLS speak, so to speak. Speak, so to speak. That's a good way to put that. Okay. All right, we're going to go back to that article. I'm going to go back up to brightmls.com, that mega menu that's on the top there. We're just orienting you and helping you navigate these tools. While I do that, I want to make sure that you know that Bright MLS has a YouTube channel as well. And this is if you go to youtube.com, you can search for Bright MLS, or you can just go to their browser in YouTube and you'll see the B with the star. You can subscribe, but you don't have to. If you like video learning at any time of day or night, this is a great way to do it. We have a number of different playlists, including some that are basic for new subscribers, some that are for listing agents directly, and if buyers agents directly, clients and consumers, and more. What you're going to see in here too is a little spyglass. So you can click on that, opening up a text field that you can type in. I'm going to type in the word client portal because I want to take you to the video that I want to show you. And Michael, I need to stop sharing for just a second so I can put the sound on for you guys. Let me share that screen again. This is a very quick video, but I think it's really impactful of what this tool is. And I know when you saw it, Michael, you liked it too. So we're going to play this for everybody now, and you'll get a sense of what that client portal is. Can you hear it? There we go.
Can't hear it. I don't have any audio.
You don't have any audio. Okay.
No.
All right. Let me check on this 1 second. Thank you for telling me. Let's see if this works. I don't know what that is. All right. Let me go back. That was user error on my part. I apologize. I've never had that happen in the demonstration. It's a good thing you're a friendly audience. That is embarrassing. I've never had that happen. So let's go back in and try this again without Monday at work or whatever else would pop up. And we're going to try this again. If not, I will absolutely, there we go. The client portal video found here on the screen with the fella and the blue tab. Can you hear that now?
No, Leah, you may, before you share the screen, you may have to click that little button on the bottom left about optimizing audio.
1 second, please. Share sound and optimize. There we go.
Try that.
Okay, there we go. Let's try this again. Can you hear it now?
To assist you in your home search, I've set you up with a client portal. The listings and information in this portal are directly from the MLS, which means you have access to the most accurate and reliable information available. Let's get started. Click the Access Your Portal Now link in the first email you receive. This opts you into all future emails. Think of your portal as our shared online office space. where you can communicate directly with me and keep your home search organized. From the portal, you can view listings I shared with you. The most recent listings will display first. You can change the order by sorting or choosing a different display type. Use the Save as Favorite and Save as Possibility options to tell me what you like, and use the Discard listing if you're not interested. The listings you like are available under the Favorites menu. You can change your feedback on any listing at any time. Send me messages right from your portal by writing notes on particular listings. You can also review any of the emails I've sent you under the Messages menu. Listing notes are organized under the Property Notes tab. The portal also allows you to search for homes. You can use the Jump to a Location and draw around a desired area. The map will display the listings matching the area you're searching. Zoom in and out and turn on points of interest to see what's nearby. Run a more detailed search by clicking on Start a New Search and selecting items from either criteria, location, and/or amenities. Click Apply to view your results. Another really great search feature is the drive time. Enter the address of your go-to location, the arrival time, and how long you want your commute to be, and the portal will display only homes within your commute time. As you hover over a listing on the right, the corresponding icon on the map will stand out, identifying the property's exact location. Come back to this search anytime by clicking the Save This Search button and give it a name. You'll find searches you've saved, as well as searches I've set up for you in the My Searches page. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can view my information in the header or click the My Agents menu. You will see a greeting and updated messages from me in addition to my contact details. Click here often for updates. Email me or call me if you wish to make any changes to the frequency you receive emails, or if your search needs change. I'm looking forward to helping you find your dream home.
That was better. That worked out better. So what I hope that you'll find is that the client portal tool, and I'm going to put this video in your link as well, or the link in your chat box as well, the client portal video, is that this is a tool that you could use when you're working with your clients to differentiate yourself from any other folks who are not choosing to use the opportunity to search and enter listings into Bright. It's a very strong tool, I thought, and one that I would find a competitive advantage, because you can keep your clients looking to you as the professional they know, like, and trust. It doesn't have to replace all the other tools that you have either from Howard Hanna or elsewhere, but this is a really good one, I think. So hopefully something you'll find valuable. Any questions about the client portal video at this time, or the client portal tool itself? No.
No.
Okay. BrightMLSHomes.com is Bright's consumer-facing tool. So like your mycar.com is with Paragon, this particular gives you an opportunity for folks, because again, we have over 20 million consumers who are searching for properties on Bright MLS with their subscribers that we're servicing them. So you can look for, folks can be looking for properties to buy or rent, and they can also look for agents. So if your listing goes into Bright MLS, you have another distribution point for marketing your listing and yourself as an agent, and referrals can be sent here just like they are out of mycar.com. They can come from no-reply@brightmls.com if your information's in here and clients are interested. So that's another product tool that I wanted to make sure that you guys had. Let's close down some of these different tabs that we had open because it was too many to keep us on track, and I want to get into some of setting up the client portal itself. Is a great tool to use, but it's only as good as if you know that your clients are in there. So isn't it a great idea for you to be able to get notified that your clients have visited the portal for the first time or any time thereafter, if they've favorited properties, if they've liked properties, if they've discarded properties, if they've removed them from favorites, they have notes, or they started a different search? The client portal, if you set up your notifications and your account settings appropriately, you can be notified by email or text message as soon as possible, or in a daily summary email of the activities that your clients are doing in their client portals. That way you can stay on top of things, so you don't have to. It's oftentimes with so many different activities that agents do, it's easy sometimes for somebody to get lost in the fray. The notifications that you set up make it easier for you to stay on top of your business and not have to wonder whether or not you have to reach out to your clients. It kind of triggers you into action to reach out to them and say, saw you were in your portal doing these things. Let's talk about it. How can I help you next, right? So let's get into how you set all of this up. You go into your accounts, your account settings, and we're going to go set up your client portals and your notifications. And before we do that, just a brief note. So the search functionality is quite broad, and a difference between Paragon MLS search and Bright MLS search is that you can search for residential sale, residential lease, multifamily land farm, commercial sale, commercial lease, business opportunities, as well as a multiple property type search. There's some templates here under these of the most commonly sought after or searched criteria, and you can always add additional search criteria to these templates. You can create your own search forms. You can search for public records, say, find your saved searches, search for agents, offices. So good to do if you're expanding your network outside of the Charlottesville market and you want to meet other people who are doing referral business with you. You can search for those agents there. Everything from open houses and by history, you can do address searching and broker tour searching, lots of search functionality, as well as that HomeSnap Pro, Remind Pro, Realty Track, and New Home Source Pro. All right, some of the client tools that you have here include, they have a cards and favorite searches, kind of like your My Agent dashboard that you had in Paragon. Contacts is a newly designed setup, which is really great. I like the way that you can import your contacts, add them, and filter them. Great tool. We'll talk about that in your search class. You can do auto emails. You can look up your showings here for showing time and look for your CMAs as well. Listing entry, and we have profile sheets, which are data input sheets, and a variety of other tools for you. Let's go into our agent account settings. Back to that My Subscription page and make sure that you're all set up for your client portals and your reports. So we want to go into first your contact information. This is where you can edit the information that you give us, that you gave us when you first sign up with Bright. The edit tool is up here on the right-hand side in an orange rectangle, and you can change your login information from your subscription ID number to a name if you like. You have the ability to have up to 5 different phone numbers here in Bright MLS, and you have the ability also to have your information, your 2 different email addresses associated with your account in Bright. One that's a public email address that will appear in your listings, and another one that could be the same or it could be different for your private email address. These private email addresses are the ways that Bright MLS staff will get in touch with you, whether it's an education registration, a billing notice, a courtesy notice, a compliance notice, a fine notice. If I need to reach out to you for any reason, I'll be using your private email address. Important information, so make sure it's not a garbage email, but something that you would actually look at if you received an email notification from it. Also, you're going to want to connect your NRDS ID, that National Realtor Data System ID, because Supra and CentralLock both use that number to work with you in Bright. So you'll find your NRDS ID number, integrating it in with Bright so that it will work seamlessly within our system. I'm going to back arrow out now on our browser and take you to the next section. Now, as a subscribers in Bright, you can always look at your statement of account or pay your balances. You can even connect a credit card to it or change the credit card you have connected to it in case it expired or you get a better interest rate opportunity. You have the ability, if you have any of the subscribe premium products, you can keep track of your subscriptions for those and renewal dates. And the license associations MLS is what we're going to go into next. We're not going to do all these widgets. There's just like 2 more that we'll do. This is where you connect your licensure with DPOR and the Commonwealth of Virginia here by adding your license information. As a subscriber in Bright, you'll be, it's up to you to keep your expiration date updated here. You'll add Charlottesville as your area association of realtors and any other association that you have so that we can make sure that you get the news from your associations. And if you have any professional designations or certifications from NAR and you'd like to have that alphabet soup after your name on your listings and reports, if you've earned those designations, you can see the available list here, and you can move them over to the chosen section. You'll see here that I've earned At Home with Diversity, ePro, and SFR. So when I print my listings out, or any other reports or listings that I find in Bright, that this information could be printed out after my name. I'm going to back arrow out back to my subscription widget page. Move on down to the MLS settings section here. This is where you customize those client portals. So the branding information that we talked about, how you set it up. So just like I have behind and above me on the screen that you're seeing, a header that has contact information and a logo. We'll be able to set that up with your information for your personal branding and options. And the portal notification settings will come back here to do that in just a second. I'll go into the information tab here, and you'll see we land on a page that has 5 different tabs, with information being the first one. The information from your contact widget that you first gave us when you subscribed with Bright is here in gray, and you'll see that there's a number of different text boxes that you could fill out as well. Everything from your team name to your job title, whether you're the managing broker or you're a team lead or a military relocation specialist, or if you'd like to use the term realtor as a member of the National Association of Realtors. Please note, if you do use the term realtor, it is a copyrighted and trademarked, and you need to have the registered trademark R after the realtor word in all caps, as prescribed by NAR. If you have a tagline or slogan, you can, for your business, you can put it in here. This is a nod to my company, the Prairie Path Realty Company. Professionalism, integrity, and care, your path to success. Does Howard Hanna, Michael, have a slogan for the office, the brokerage?
There's several. One is Stronger Together. The other one is Home Happens Here.
Oh, that's lovely. So these are
Those
things
a
that,
couple of them.
that's great. Home Happens Here is fabulous. So that would be something that if you wanted, if you didn't have one of your own, being a representative of Howard Hanna, you certainly be able to put that there. And then on the links down here on the bottom, you can link out from your client portal so your clients can land on your websites or on your social media if you like. Now, entering anything into this page doesn't matter. It won't stick to your account unless you hit the save button. I'm not going to save any information here right now, and I'm going to go to the tab that says header and footer. And you'll see here that I have a lovely banner image or theme. In fact, if I were to go into my clients and show you an example of a contact or a client, I'll show you how easy it is to create and update the banner images or theme. Let me go to Sally Seller. As an agent in Bright MLS, I can always go into my clients' contacts and even open up their portal to see what they see in their portal so I can take a look. Right now, I'm in the BCC view of my client's portal. I see that red door that I've set up from my accounts and setting for my client portal. And this is a welcome message that I have here. I've inserted the link in the back end of the system so that video that you just watched with me on the client portal is available for your clients to see. And my contact information is here. We're going to go through the process next of setting up your branding like I've done. All right, so when I'm in my account settings and I was in my MLS settings, right, I was able to go into my information page and go back into the tab that says header and footer to set up that branding. You'll see that I've been able to upload a photo here, and any photo that you choose to upload will be in a circle on the left, justified at the top of the banner. If you choose not to use your photo here, then the text and the font information will be left justified instead. This banner image that you see with the red door is part of I just selected it from a library of banner images or themes. Does Howard Hanna have custom banners, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, we have banners that we use on different websites and things that.
Yeah, so then if people don't like the ones that I'm going to show you in the library, they could even upload a custom Howard Hanna badge or banner so that the client portals will show the Howard Hanna branding on it. And not only will it see You'll also have on reports, some of the reports that we have, print reports, your banner image branding could be seen on the top of reports that you print out in Bright, whether it's part of the CMA or a quick results report or other reports. There's when it's in the reports, it's and printed, it's got white space and it's centered in the page. When the banner image or theme is part of the client portal, it goes across the entire width of the screen. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Let's
Vincent can work with everybody. Vincent's our marketing director. If you want to have your own banner with Howard Hanna sort of in the background, he can work on creating that for you so that you can have it personalized to you.
That's awesome. In the meanwhile, I'll make sure that you guys also see what is in the library of template images. We'll just go in here quickly. Now, it does give you an option to decide to not have a header or footer at this time, but Michael, I think you'll agree. Anytime you can have your contact information front and center for a client or a contact, they don't have to go digging looking for your recipe cards or your business card or, I don't know, your name on Google and see anywhere else, anything else that you don't want them to see. This is a good way to keep your contact information front and center in your branding. If you don't select from the banner images or themes and you do choose to send listings from Bright MLS to your clients, the basic blue house cutout will be what has been sent to them, and it might be different information than you want in the contact. So you want to set this up for yourself. Some of the different choices could be based on your personality. I only want to work with people that I met at the beach, or it could be that because Charlottesville has some beautiful farmland, you might want to do that. If you work with Lake Monticello, you might want to have a view of water, right? Or some of the other areas like Anna. Some of the colors here. We also have some HGTV styled visualizations in these banner images or themes. I know there's some golf courses, Birdwood, right? So you can show different things that could be representative of the types of properties you represent or wish to be representing. And if you want that hometown feel, like that red door here, you could hoping it's going to be summer soon, the flowers, or maybe downtown Charlottesville with the patriotic flags. Let me take that one and we'll preview this quickly. So by changing from the red door to the flags, you'll see that the colors and my text font has changed as well. The branding informations remain the same though, because there's a pick list here of 5 different pick lists. If you open them up, you'll see all the information is the same no matter which one of these pick lists we choose, but I can choose what I want to put and what order I want it to be in for the top of my font here. And the theme defaults match the different library template of themes that we have, but we could choose to use different colors. So if I wanted, in fact, to have green instead of red for the branding leak color, I could select it by clicking on that inkwell and moving the color wheel down to green and choosing how deep or how dark I want that color to be. And I'll click on it and there it's changed. All right, it hasn't saved to my account yet because I haven't clicked save, but before we do that, please note the print header looks like this, and there is a footer option. For some of those reports, like the ones we talked about with the rate plug, etc., you would have an opportunity to have a footer that would be color selected, and you can again choose your pick list here, okay, and change it accordingly. And then whatever you do, you hit save. Once you've saved it, then if you go back to your client and go to their portals, you'll see that it's updated quickly. And I don't have to be Vincent or a graphic designer to be able to get this going. It works very easily. I'm going to take you back into that, and this was the old portal, the new one. I'm going back into my MLS settings, back into that information page to give you a little bit more on that branding. Please note you can set up your CMA cover sheet, which is part of your branding. So you could have a photo on here about you or Howard Hanna, you in front of a Howard Hanna sign, whatever you wanted it to be. We did not choose your phone number for you. And if you're working with somebody, if Michael and I were going to be listing a property together, I could change my default to be Michael and start typing his name in here and saving it, or I can deselect it. So you'll also want to update your email signature, because when you're in Bright MLS, you are often emailing either your clients or sometimes even other agents in the case of reverse prospecting. So you might want to take and copy your email signature from your Howard Hanna email signature and have it in here. Or if you'd like to select your own, you can create links and other things. Please remember, because you're sending this also to other agents, you don't want to have any sales information particular to you and Howard Hanna for your company's business. Now, finally, the portal profile is where you set up the rest of the view of your portal. If you wanted to have a photo in here, this is like an accordion. This section has accordion. It opens it up, the sections and subsections. This photo space, if I were in the Matrix portal, the photo would be very big right here. Since I already have a photo in my header, I'm going to choose not to do that. Oops. I've opened up too many tabs. There we go. So I won't do that, put that photo in there. But if I wanted to, I would have to make sure the radio dial button on the right-hand side was selected as well. In the portal greeting, you might choose to use language such as I have, where welcome to your Bright MLS client portal is the title, and the client portal is that personalized website where everything that I send you, you can see and track it. And I put in here to please click the link and watch the video to see how to get the most out of this exciting tool. And of course, I've clicked the radio dial button. The video link has the YouTube URL for the video. If you guys are doing other branding, Michael, maybe Vincent has done videos with people, or they do their own bomb videos or something like that. If they want to put a different video or URL in here, this is where it would go, so they can personalize and brand their client portals. And then finally, their contact information that was on the bottom, you have 10 pick lists. Again, unless you save this, nothing will save to your account. Finally, I'm going to take us back into our accounts and settings and our MLS settings to set up those portal notifications so that when my client is doing something in here, I can set it up. I can have it marked to notify me as soon as possible via email or text message, or as part of a daily summary email, whether they visit their portal for the first time or any time thereafter. If they save a favorite or remove a favorite, if they save a possibility or remove a possibility, if they discard or undiscard listings, any of those things and all of these things could be selected. It's up to you. Now, please note, just like with the portal header pictures, those banner images and themes, I can't have the lakefront, with Vicky and the farmland for Michael on my portal headers. Whatever header I create, those are going to be the same for any client or contact who's associated with my account. The same goes for the portal activity notification settings. Any settings that I have here, if I select all of them, I'm going to be getting emails, text messages as soon as possible for any and all of my clients for these things that I select, or the daily summary email. You can always go back in here and change it if you want to. And then if you do decide that you want text messages, please make sure a couple of things. One, you won't be able to click in here because it's grayed out unless you click the link that's blue. And it'll open it up to be white, and then you'll see it's been activated. You can select your cellular provider, put your phone number in. Please have the phone that you want those text messages to go to with you in hand, because you'll be sent a verification code at that time, and then you'll be able to set it up by saving it after the verification code has happened. All right, I'm going to back arrow out of this. I'm going to go back to Bright. When I want to go to that workspace page, I click on the Bright MLS icon logo at the top left-hand corner. And I think it's impactful before we switch gears to the next segment that we've planned, because we were a few minutes late. I do want to make sure the Charlottesville Area Association of Realtors card data share is covered in this section. Michael, if that's okay with you? Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go to the news tab, and I'm going to set up in the keyword search, I'm going to type in car. I want to make sure that everybody at Howard Hanna has a good understanding of what you guys need to know about the car data share. So I'll put this Fast Facts article into the chat box for you. So Vicky, if you would, at the end of today's program, if you go to the chat box, there's a little 3-dot ellipses next to the smiley face. It says more, and you can save the whole, the entire chat box so that you have all of these links. Save that chat, and you'll get all those links and something that you can share it with people if you need to. All right, here we have the car and data Bright MLS Fast Facts. I want you to understand what's included in the data share. So all of the listings in residential sale, residential lease, multifamily land and farm property types that are entered into Paragon are going to be shared with Bright, but with all of Bright. But the listings that are being entered in the residential sale, residential lease, multifamily land and farm property types that are entered into Bright are going to be shared with car. So that's there's a limitation here though, because you guys can't do searching the same way in Bright, in CAR for all of Bright, the same way that we can search all of CAR by doing the search in Bright. So let's take a look at that. So what you see here is the on-market listings and active under contract and pending statuses are what's included. The coming soon listings are going to be that are entered into Paragon, follow the coming soon rules in CAR and Paragon. The coming soon listings that are entered into Bright follow the Bright MLS coming soon listings rules. There's 3 years of sold and off-market listings with closed or off-market data since January 1st of 2018. In addition, your MLS numbers and days on market match the source system for the listing. So if you enter the listing into CAR, you guys don't have an alphanumeric MLS ID number. You just have numbers for your MLS ID number. Bright MLS has an alphanumeric MLS ID number to identify the subject property. The listing photos preserve the watermark of the source MLS, and there's been an agreement of cooperation and compensation that's been extended for all of the listings that have been included in the data share. Address geocodes match the source MLS, and information entered in CAR that cannot be mapped to corresponding fields in Bright are included in the agent and public remarks. Please note that CAR listings in the coming soon status do not include an expected on market date, but, oh, there's that wasp. My goodness, it startled me. I'm sorry. Bright MLS coming soon listings do in fact have an expected on market date. What's not included is commercial sale, commercial lease, and business opportunities, and in historical and sold content prior to January 1st of 2018. So let's review again
So
the
Leah,
counties.
let me ask you a question. I see the red Page, Madison, Culpeper, Orange, Spotsylvania. Those are the only areas that we see of Bright?
Yes. So because you guys don't have the same MLS, we see all of the listings that are in green, Charlottesville, Albemarle, Nelson, Fluvanna, and Louisa when we search. All of your footprint.
What about Harrisonburg and Augusta?
Okay, so they're not participating in the CAR data. Data.
But what
share
you're
with
saying
us.
is we don't have data shared even to Manassas, right?
No.
Wow.
If you search in CAR for listings, you're going to be limited in how much of Bright you see. But if you search in Bright, you're not going to be limited. You'll see all of what's in CAR's paragraph.
I understand. I don't know. Anyway, it feels like that Bright got the better end of that deal.
Well, we can see all of your listings, which is great for you guys to have that expanded
No, but I'm
market.
saying the CAR MLS members don't get the same access to Bright in Northern Virginia that the Bright folks get access to our entire market.
Which is why it's another reason why your search capabilities in Bright MLS are expansive for you to be able to, if you have different offices or if you want to expand your market areas that you guys are working in, your search functionality is extended as a Bright subscriber when you search in Bright. So because we're sharing limited listing data to the counties of Page, Madison, Orange, Spotsylvania, and Culpeper. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that that was clear for everybody. And we have added some additional MLS areas in Bright. All that Rockingham, Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, and Southeast do have been added as well. And we have on this page, your statuses look a little bit different. Like we have a temporarily off the market and that's equal to your hold status, Michael. So that's all found here on this fast facts for you. I'd also like to give you another piece of bonus information. Let me get out of these portals for a second. Getting us back here and going into our news. I have a really nice piece of information to share with you. 1 second, please. I'm just going to put in a keyword of CDOM because it's from a prior article out of September of 2019, but it had a really good resource of the listing statuses and the days on market and how they integrate. It's on the resource page here. So the listing statuses and days on market. This PDF if you take a look at it, is a really good resource for agents to use when they're even needing to explain statuses or understand the correlation between statuses and days on market in Bright. This is a really good tool for that. Furthermore, we also have a cool infographic, days on market, that I want to give you guys about the life cycle of a listing in Bright MLS. So when we look at this, you can see this whole page is something that you can share with your agents, and you can also share it with clients if need be. This infographic of the, this infographic of the life cycle of a listing, I'm going to put it in the chat box for you, Michael and Vicky and everyone, so that you have that information. It kind of helps explain what happens and how syndication works based on the listing status that a property is in. So let me increase it. I just wanted you to see the whole thing, so you can review it, and if you have any questions, we can kind of go over it. But it really kind of helps show what's syndicated based on what status is, and what it means. So even though a property that gets listed and added to Bright MLS, entered into Bright even the first day of the listing agreement on February 15th, even if the listing sells on April 30th, the days on market might be as low as 16 because of the way days on market, it connects to the different listing statuses. Okay. All right, good. So Michael, we kind of covered a good amount of what we were set out to do. We had talked about, accessing and navigating Bright, showing a little bit about the workspace, how to manage our accounts and alerts and get notifications, how to add our branding to Bright. The next segment had to do with accuracy and policy, but would like to just stop for a second and ask if you have questions or have any comments that you want to add at this time.
Yeah, I think, Leah, unfortunately, the agents that were on have all had to leave for appointments and everything. So I think we might want to just stop for that for today and just, start again with the next segment. The question I have, the practical question I have is, what is the additional cost for agents to join Bright? I mean, obviously we're members of it as a broker, but what does it take for them to join Bright on their own?
Okay, so the join page, let me sign out here.
That'd be great. Thank you. And I think that'll be a good place to stop for today.
Sure. So the join page that's found on our home page, and I think we went through this. They just recently had an increase, and I don't have it at the tip of my tongue. So if we wanted to join Bright, there should be information about the fee schedule. So an agent it depends on what level they're coming in at, but let's assume it was an agent.
Right.
Who is affiliated. And I'm going to have to pull, can you hold 1 second, please? I'm going to pull
I can give you a license number if you need it.
No, it's okay. I had something that was, 1 second, please. Let me just pull, I didn't have it at my fingertips. Could you hold 1 second, please?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Let I'm going to get that information for you. I just don't have it at my fingertips. 1 second, please. There we go. Here we go. I did have a link to it. So we had, here it is, the Bright subscription. So they had a fee, the fees are for a member of a shareholder association, it would be $120 a quarter. For a non-shareholder association, it's $174 a quarter. And if they're a personal assistant, it's $90 a quarter. And these fees were just updated as of April 1st. So Bright MLS is, because it's an interesting thing, since Charlottesville as an association is not a stakeholder association and they have the data share, you guys would fall under the 174 a quarter.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty significant.
I'll put this information in the chat box for you. So as we go through the classes that we had scheduled for next week, they included our going through and teaching the search functionality, the customization. I'm gonna ask you to reserve thoughts about the fee schedule until you see all of the tools and the listing management and the search functionality, the ability to take the results from your searches, customize them, create different columns so that your analysis, it's a highly effective tool that I don't recall being able to do when I worked with Paragon. So I want you to be able to have a chance to review all of the functionality of the tools and then determine the value before, determining value before you see how to use all of what you guys have access to might, well, we would just like to make sure that you see how to use all of the things available to you so that you can make a decision about what your value is. Okay.
No, I absolutely. And the folks that are Bright members now that are CAR members, are a lot of them, when they join Bright, are they becoming non-MLS members of CAR?
I don't know. I haven't had that conversation with them because of my relationship, my very fond relationship and personal relationship with everyone at CAR. I'm in an interesting opportunity to make sure that I'm showing benefits and values of the tool that's available that I now represent. And I work hard to make sure that you guys all remember the value that CAR provides to you as members, that the MLS is only one segment of the number of different things of value that you get as a CAR member. So, determining which of the MLSs will service your needs as individual agents and brokerages, it's really kind of looking at the tools that are available to you, what you can do with them, how they can help you service your clients to the best of your ability, what efficiencies and how you can be more effective as a professional in real estate in the Charlottesville market area. You have 2 MLSs to choose from. And while they're working together, sharing data, there are some limitations if you choose to use one over the other. And there's some benefits if you choose to use one over the other. Those determinations on limitations and benefits are really up to individual brokers and agents to determine at this point. But I wouldn't be doing my job respectfully to either relationships if I don't show all the value that you have here so you guys can make your decisions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's why we're going through this process. So,
yeah,
from my standpoint, I think next week at the same time, I think we should probably start with listing management and then go to search.
Sure. Happy
Because
to
I
do
think
that.
more people are going to be thinking about putting their listings into Bright and versus searching. Because I mean, we certainly have some agents that are searching outside our area, but more people would be thinking about putting their listings in so everybody searching outside would find them easier. So I think we should start there.
We can do that. I will reverse the order. We had 2 hours that we were scheduled. We'll start with listing entry and we'll go to search functionality for the second portion of the program.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Michael. I hope that this has been impactful, insightful, helpful, and it's my pleasure to have the opportunity to work with you and the agents at Howard Hanna again. So thank you for the opportunity.
Our pleasure.
Yeah,
hang on,
great.
Vicki, do you have any questions? Hang on, go ahead.
No, great presentation, Leah.
Oh, thank you so much. I know we had a couple of glitches there getting started and then almost showed you a video of I don't even know what, but I love working with Howard Hanna and Charlottesville folks. You guys are my real estate and community family. So if there's anything that I can do for or with you guys to make this easy and good experience, of course, it's my pleasure to do so. Thank you.
Awesome. We're going to put this onto our education channel and let people know. We'll put it on our Agent Only Facebook page too, for people that missed, to take the time to go through this week and then join us again next week.
I look forward to it. I'll see you. I'll come on about 15 minutes early if that's okay, just so that make sure there's no technical difficulties, because I want to be respectful of everyone's time. And I know
that was all my problem. I had to teach GRI this morning until 12:30, so I'll try to get here early too to just make sure we're all squared away.
That sounds good. I look forward to it. You guys have a good week and weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye,
See you next-
everybody. I'll end it as host. Is that good?
Oh,
Do you-
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Actually, how about I don't end it because I wanted to invite Vicky to save the chat with all those links in it. So how about I,
did.
She got it.
okay,
I did.
good. Do you want me to make you host again? for
Make
anything
me
you
the
need to
host
do for
anyway, just to
recording?
make sure it doesn't mess up the recording.
That's what I was thinking. So let me make you the host.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Michael, it's a pleasure being connected to you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.